Oh, hell yeah. Boom. There we go, baby. It's your host, Bourbon Steve, here on Bourbon Quest. What do we got tonight? Oh, yeah. So, shout out to Saban Patel at Christie's Liquor Store, hooking me up once again. So, yeah, we're doing a little bit of Bookers tonight. So, we got the first release this year was the 2022-01 Ronnie's Batch. That's right. And then I picked this up yesterday, so we're gonna do a review on 2022-02, the Lumberyard Batch. That's right. That's what we got tonight. So we got an unboxing, an uncorking, all that good stuff with the nice Booker's box, obviously. So let's go ahead and slide that out and take it out of the box. Alright, boom, boom, boom. So there you go. Booker's 2022-02 Lumberyard. That's right. So I've heard some good reviews already on this one, so excited to get into it. Oh man, this damn thing. The interesting thing is that I think pretty much since I started my Bourbon Quest, all my Bookers have been started with pigskin batch. Yeah, that's what it is, which is very good. The one I missed out on because it came out before I started my Bourbon Quest that I tried to get and never got was the country ham. So if you've got a country ham, leave a comment, let me know. Actually don't, because I'm already disappointed I never got one of those. But yeah, I got Beaten Biscuits, was great. Pigskin Batch was really good. Tag Along was really good. The rest of, take them or leave them. Even like the first release, the Ronnie's Batch, you can go back and watch the review on that. Wasn't crazy about that, but I'm excited about this one because as far as I know, like all of the Bookers that I've had have been 6 years and change, whereas this Lumberyard is coming in at 7 years, 1 month, 7 days. So heck yeah, it is 124.8 proof. So give you that, oh yeah, 7 years, 1 month, 7 days. Heck yeah. So, all right. This damn card is small as shit. So I'm going to try and read this. What does it say on here? Oh, okay. So the batch is made up of 5 production dates that were aged in 7 different warehouses. The breakdown of barrel storage for Booker's Lumberyard batches as follows. 2% came from the 4th floor of 7-story warehouse X. 3% from the 3rd floor 7-story warehouse 5. 3% came from 4th floor of 9-story warehouse D. 17% came from 4th floor of 7-story warehouse Z. 19% came from the 5th floor of 7-story warehouse Q. 28% came from the 4th floor of 7-story warehouse I. And last is 28% came from the 6th floor of 7-story warehouse Z. This batch was pulled during the rainy weeks ahead of the Kentucky Derby. The beautiful amber color of this batch reminds me of the horses that will compete on the racetrack. The aroma is deep with hints of vanilla and oak that leads you back to enjoy it several times to explore its depth. It has a balanced taste with a bit of sweetness and pleasant finish that will leave you longing for another sip. My dad would be really proud to have a batch dedicated to his hard-working years at the Lumberyard and the experience this liquid delivers with every glass. Fred No, 7th generation. So, yeah, it's named the Lumberyard. The story, that's one thing I love about the Booker, not only the box, the whiskey, but there's usually a neat little story on here. The second release of Booker's Bourbon 22 collection is the Lumberyard This batch is named in honor of my dad, Booker No's pre-distillery years. While his journey to becoming a distiller wasn't exactly a straight path, it led him to his true passion. Excuse me. After a short stint at the University of Kentucky, Booker hitchhiked across America in hopes of joining the Air Force. After being accepted to the Air Force, the local police called his mom to verify his information to be cleared. When Booker's mom found out where he was, she convinced him to come home and work at the local lumberyard with Uncle Jeremiah Beam, also known as Uncle Jerry. Booker was over 6 feet tall and very kind, which made him a natural fit for the job. What does that say? 6 feet tall, very strong, and at an early age. He never backed down from physical labor of any kind, which made him a natural fit for the job. Booker gave 110% during his time at the lumberyard, which eventually landed him his first role working at the distillery, and from then on, the rest was history. Since the first day, Booker had just about every job at the distillery and worked his way up to master distillery. Booker's esteemed distilling career wasn't given to him, he earned it. His experience at the lumberyard shaped the solid work ethic and curiosity he is known for. I'm excited to share the Lumberyard Batch with you and hope you will be able to gather with family and friends to enjoy it. Well, heck yeah! So, it's one of the more interesting stories of the Bookers I've had before too, because I've had, what? Yeah, Ronnie's Batch, Pigskin Batch, Beaten Biscuits, and then Grannies and whatever. But this was one of the more No Strangers, blah, blah, blah. Alright, that's enough of story time. Let's get to uncorking on this bad boy. Alright, let's pause for a cork pop on Booker's Lumberyard. Lumberjack pop. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so as always, we'll pour a little in the glass along with our traditional 2-ounce pour for the infinity bottle. We've had made some progress on that. So, alright, into the infinity bottle. There we go. Got that out of the way. And we're also going to compare it to the first batch of 2022-01 Ronnie's batch. Alright. Got that. Oh yeah. Alright. Remember, stay hydrated, my friends. Alright, let's start off with Ronnie's batch. Sweet caramel peanut. Very sweet on the nose on this Ronnie's batch. Cheers, Bourbon Clubs. That's better than I remember it. Very sweet. Tons of caramel, vanilla, peanut. Man, what was the proof on that one? That one was 124.3, and then the Lumberyard is coming in at 124.8. So very similar in proof. Granted, this is 7 years, 1 month, 7 days, whereas the Ronnie's was 6 years, 11 months, 22 days. So just almost approaching that 7-year mark, which we do get on this one, the Lumberyard. So let's go in for the nose on this. But that actually, and granted, it's been a few months since I had the Ronnie's batch. Wasn't crazy about it at first, but man, that's opened up really nicely. Very sweet, tons of caramel, vanilla, peanut. This one doesn't come off as sweet. It's more there. I mean, it's definitely sweet on the nose, but there's a little bit more depth on this. A little like black pepper, cherry, peanut. Yeah, not as sweet on the nose on this one. More of that oak, cherry, vanilla, caramel, but black pepper. Interesting. All right, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, not as sweet compared to Ronnie's batch. It's, I mean, there's still that vanilla and caramel, but you get that nice hug, but more obviously a little bit more oak on that, a little bit more black pepper, spice. There's still that, Booker's peanut there. I mean, what the hell is that noise? But anyways, I quite enjoy it. But you definitely get that black pepper, spice, some red cherry. I think this is a buy. I got paid $95 for it. And you definitely get that oak. But I'm a Booker's fan. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, you get that black pepper right on the front, and then the sweetness in the mid to back with the vanilla and caramel. Nice Kentucky hug. You get that oak. That's one of the better Bookers. I really do believe. I like the Lumberyard. Like I said, I'm also kind of a fan of this Ronnie's now, especially if you like really sweet. I wasn't crazy about it at first because you can go back and watch and see. But now that it's opened up a little bit, they're totally different. That's for sure. Honestly, I think they're both a buy. I think I was not that impressed with the Ronnie's. I'll have to go back and watch my own video to see what my initial impression was, but the sweetness on that. But I know this video is really concentrated more on the Lumberyard. It's definitely a buy at under $100. 7-year-old Bookers. Really, I mean, good story. We don't drink the story, but the juice is really good too. Last sip. Oh, I love that spice on the front. That black pepper. Oh. And then it just lingers into the middle and back end with the vanilla and caramel. And great hug. Good viscosity. That's a definite buy. I've never bought more than one of any of the batches, except for one occasion, and that was the tag-along batch, because number one, it was really great, and I had already bought one at one store that I have a great relationship with, and then, the next day or something, another store that I have a great relationship with offered it to me. I'd already had it, and I was like, I kind of wanted to not buy it, but I was like, they're offering it to me. I don't want to say no just because I already have one. And now, if it had been a Booker's that I was like, iffy on, I probably would have. But since it was one that I had already had and liked, just to continue to you know, develop that relationship and be appreciative. I bought a second one. And similar situation with this, although it wasn't offered to me, I bought this yesterday at one of the stores I have a good relationship with, and then today at another store it was available and on the shelf. It was on the shelf literally. And I thought about it and I was like, I've already got one. I don't need a second one. I really don't. But based upon how good I think this one is, maybe I should have. Maybe I'll go back tomorrow if it's still there. Because I was there early this afternoon, so they weren't actually flying off the shelf, amazingly, because they had like 8 of them on the shelf. And a buddy of mine, Paul, was there, and I told him about it. He grabbed one because I told him I'd gotten mine yesterday. So there was still like 7 available at that time. Again, that was early this afternoon, so they could already be gone. If they are, fine. And I'll contemplate if I want to go back tomorrow to see if I want to get another one or not. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not, actually, just because, although it's really good, it is really good. It's a definite buy, but, you know, we still got 3 more batches. I don't have unlimited funds, so actually I probably won't get another one. And it's also bourbon hunting season, and so need to save funds for other things we're on the hunt for, like a Blood Oath Pack 8. Although I haven't heard really good reviews on the Blood Oath Pack 8. I may have to go back and do some more research on that before I decide whether or not to pull the trigger on it. Most likely I will. I can tell you one that I'm not pulling the trigger on this year, unless something drastically happens, is the Yellowstone limited release, because I'm done with Yellowstone. I've not had good experiences with those. Maybe you have, then that's fine. Also, kind of related news is I'm still going to take off September the 2nd for George Garvin Brown's birthday with the birthday bourbon, although they are not going to be lining up outside of Old Forester this year, because there's like a week, I think it starts August 22nd. You got a week to sign up for basically a raffle drawing, and if you're selected, then you can go pick up your birthday bourbon to not create a fiasco that happened last year with a few hundred people lined up 2 days before it was even released. Because if you go back and watch my video, I went the day before and saw that, I wasn't getting one because I didn't go 2 days before. So this year, I think that's a good idea, actually, especially with it being in downtown Louisville, you don't want long lines, hindering other businesses around there. So this year, if you are interested in the Old Forester birthday bourbon, you can go on their website, I believe starting August 22nd, and I think it goes for a week. And then they'll basically do a raffle drawing, and if you're one of the lucky ones selected, then you have a bottle reserved. You can go pick it up. Don't have to worry about, camping out and wasting hours of your time to get a birthday bourbon. You'll just be able to go and say, hey, I got the golden ticket. Give me my birthday bourbon, bro. All right. So, anyways, I think these are actually both a buy. I wasn't crazy about Ronnie's at first, but if you like sweet, super sweet, this one is definitely a buy too. More spice, more oak, more depth. Freaking fantastic. I would definitely buy one if you get a chance for under $100. Don't pay more than $100. It's not worth that. It's good. It's not great. But anyways, that's the wrap. We got to wrap it up. Time's running out, and I need to go get some rest. So that's it. But hey, as always, Bourbon Quest, my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Haha, that's a wrap, yo. Go get you a Booker's Lumberyard, you lumberjack. Haha, that's a wrap, yo.